All right, this is episode 53 of the On the Hunt podcast. Joining me tonight, as always, we have got Nate Rucker, and we have also got the number one Lions fan Mr. Bobby Bless. You see, it says it in his contract that I have to say that because otherwise he walks, and we don't want that.
Oh, yeah. I had to stand for that one, man. There wasn't no moving
it's like when
around
a
that one.
rock star says, "Listen, I want only green M&Ms. I see a red one, I'm out. I'm out."
Right.
But hey,
I'm a diva now, huh? I'm a diva.
Hey,
OBJ.
a well-producing diva. That's right.
Okay.
Hey, let's go over to the number one Lions fan. Bobby Bless. How's it going, man?
Man, what's up, brother? Just trying to maintain in this world of bye weeks. It's kind of, I got a routine for the last few, since the season started. I'm doing this, watch the game, and the Lions went on, so I was more of an observer. I really got into the Red Zone channel because typically I don't watch it if my team playing. So that the Red Zone is cool. That's definitely Bobby Best approved. But other than that, man, I'm just glad to talk about some Lions winning football still, man. There ain't nothing really changed this way, brother.
Nate Rucker, how's it going, my friend?
Man, we know what it is, man. I hate to call myself Nostradamus, but after that game winning last week, I will call myself Nostradamus. So it's a great day. Also, man, big shout out to our first guest. His name is Large Ogre. And he says, "What up, Eli?"
Hey, how's it going? How's it going?
So of course, before we start, Bobby's not going to join me, but guess what? He buys a hat. I take a shot. Victory shot.
Man. But I ain't messing with them shots, man. Shoot, I still don't remember what happened the last time. Oh, yeah, that we won the game. That's all I remember that we won. Man, what?
Nate, I will take a shot of water with you right here. Boom. In this
I know, man. Hey, listen.
There you go. Yeah, I got the like ice cold Coke, you feel me?
Yeah, see, because I'm a man of God. Anyway, so let's go let's go ahead and get into the recap of last week's game. I can't even say last week, or was it last week? Yeah,
it wasn't.
Yeah.
Yes, that's last week.
Against the Raiders. We all know what game we're talking about. Maybe not the day it happened on, but anyway. Number one Lions fan, Bobby Bless, I'm going to go to you first, my friend. Raiders, Lions, overall thoughts on that game?
Man, it was cool because mainly we won, of course, but after our performance against Baltimore, it kind of left Lions fans with a bad taste in their mouth. And it was good that they came out there and smashed their opponent, just to help us forget about the week before. But it's just important that we actually beat these teams that we know we should be able to beat, because the way it's looking like, we got a chance to be the best team in the NFC North. I mean, in the NFC, complete NFC record-wise. So we really control our own destiny to being able to even get a bye week. Because if I'm not mistaken, if we get to the bye week, then we already won the first round of the playoff right now. But anyway, I just feel like, we got a lot to prove. We still got everything in front of us, and we got a chance to really put on the show for us fans, mostly because as Nate know and Elijah probably already know, man, we deserve this as fans. We deserve, especially the ones that still around from all the mistakes and bad management and bad picks and bad coaching and all that kind of stuff. But as far as the game wise, the part that I like the most, I'm probably gonna let Elijah talk about. But whenever Elijah say, I agree about what I know he's gonna be talking about. But it was a good game. It was good to see Elaine McNeil get pushed in the pocket. We lacked that a lot against Baltimore, and when we get to playing these teams that are good, because there ain't nothing but good teams in that playoff, pushing the pocket is going to be one of the main things that I'm going to be looking for, and that's going to be what's going to take us over the top with that defensive line. But man, this is a good win all around. I got me a hat. Did I show the hat?
Not yet, but that comes up later.
Oh, yeah, I got it on. I got it on though.
Oh, there you go.
But anyway, go Lions, all that good rah-rah stuff. That's pretty much Elijah, man. Just win, baby. Still that from the Raider guy.
There you go.
Win, baby, win.
Before we toss it over to Nate Rucker, quick team meeting, okay? And when I say team meeting, I mean the fellas on the screen and you at home, okay? Because you're a part of this. So YouTube changed the way they do stuff now. All right. So we need you now more than ever. Okay. Not to sound like an infomercial, but the way they're doing it now is that you can actually be monetized once you hit 500 subscribers. It used to be 1,000. That used to be what it was. But now they're giving you some of the perks of being monetized at 500 subscribers, and then you unlock the rest at 1,000. We got that email the other day. And the reason why I'm talking about it is because we're at 465 subscribers. So if y'all can help us out tonight, if you watch this show, but maybe you don't subscribe, listen, I'm not going to call you out for it. Just help us out, okay? Subscribe tonight. Tell your friends to subscribe tonight, because as you know, this is a company that we are building, all right? We're an entertainment company, and that would really help us out. And best part, it's free to do. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe to the channel. So if y'all can do that for me tonight, I know myself and the fellas would greatly appreciate it. We're at 465. We got to get to 500, and then we'll worry about 1,000 after we get to 500. But if y'all can help us with that, I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. Like, comment, and subscribe. Nate Rucker, your thoughts on the Raiders game, and then I'll have you toss it back to me.
Matt, first of all, it was just a complete domination. It was crazy. We was making fun, but Reggie's prediction should have truly came true as far as almost putting up a 50 spot on them. Like, it was a complete domination. We did. It's crazy when you win a game, you know, by double digits and you lose the turnover battle. Like, we lost the turnover battle 3-1, but we still beat their brains in, which is the crazy enough. You know, and I also said beat them so bad that Josh McDaniels gets fired the next day. And he got fired the next day.
Yeah, man. Nate,
well, hey,
Nate, he gonna come looking for you, man.
I was saying that 2 months ago. I was saying when they play us, they will either be on an interim head coach or that head coach will get fired. So we were both right on that one, my friend.
Yeah. Like, so just a quick breakdown, man. Just how bad it was. Passing yards, 264 to 77. Rushing yards, 222 to 80. Even though we lost the turnover battle 3-1, our O-line gave up 1 sack and 5 QB hits. We had 2 plays which we got a loss on. Our defensive line had 6 sacks, 7 tackles for loss, 9 quarterback hits. 9 of them. Like, that's letting you know just how bad it is, you know. Hey, my big fella's in here.
So, yeah, that's right, Reggie Bunches.
Hey, I just happened to look up on the screen. I looked up on the 85. You know, I'm on the screen, but then I also got the 85 on. So the 85, I see him sitting down there. So this is a big shout out to the big fellas. You know, my big fella is with us. So, of course, Jared Goff did his thing. J-Mo had 3 targets. He caught 2 of them along at 22 yards. Jahmyr Gibbs actually – This is I had to call Elijah and just say how much of a coincidence this was. You know, so we had 26 points. Mm-hmm. He had 26 carries, and his jersey number is 26. And we ended up with 152 rushing yards. You know, Amon-Ra St. Brown, 6 catches, 108 yards. And then our rookie tight end supreme, man. 10 targets, 8 receptions. Didn't have a big yardage, but that was just a security blanket, man. So 57 yards. And again, it was just a thorough beating that they got. Elaine McNeil, 2 sacks. Julian
his big ass is moving.
Right. Julian Aguara, Tracy Walker, Alex Anzalone also had sacks. Kirby Joseph had our lone interception. So that's just a quick rundown. Eli, you can take it, doggy.
Hey, just 1 second. Reggie, I just not talking to you. You brought People Jones here too. I just want to throw that out there. I ain't the only one that know that either, though. Because he show brung him here, man. Because he show was talking about him, and then I said no, but Reggie called Brad.
I wasn't
Holmes
finna say that. I wasn't saying nothing. Hey, look, when it showed up on the screen, I didn't say nothing. I just said ooh-wee.
Yeah, I'm a Christopher Columbusist. Reggie, we brung it here. We brung it here, even though Reggie was the man. But as a team, we brung it here.
So my thoughts on the Raiders game. So for me, I felt like the majority of the game, it was one of those things where it's never as good as it seems, and it's never as bad as it seems. Because there were moments in that game where I kept waiting for us to wake up. Because I'm sitting there in that first quarter and I'm going, don't let them think they have a shot. And then it seemed like defensively, we were there the entire game. Like it was like, defense was on point. Offensively, it seemed like we were like missing some things, that we weren't hitting on all cylinders. And I'm kind of feeling like a spoiled brat tonight because I'm used to our team driving down the field and getting touchdowns. And early in that game, we were driving down the field getting field goals, and I'm over here all pissed off, even though we're leading 9-0. I'm pissed off because we're not scoring touchdowns. And I'm going, that's losing football, because if you're not going to score touchdowns, eventually it's going to cost your ass the game. And then all of a sudden, that bad man wearing number 26 decided, I'm going to take this whole fucking thing over. And I have been waiting for him to have a game like that, but I can't really take credit for what he did because, number one, I'm not out there on the field running the ball in the number 26 jersey. That wouldn't look pretty. But also, Reggie Funchess is the one that called how many yards he was going to get. And when Reggie said it, I said, Reggie, I hope you're right. And the entire night, every time I would yell, go Jahmyr Gibbs, I also, no joke, would be yelling, go Reggie, because Reggie had it right the entire game. But let me tell you, I love the fact that we're all on the same page now about the fact that this was not a luxury pick at number 12 overall, and this kid does have the ability, and
we told y'all so.
He has now displayed it that he can take over a game.
We told you so. We told you so.
But there were so many people that were like, it's a luxury pick or whatever. And, it was funny because I posted in our, Real True Detroit Lions fan page. I said, hashtag fear Jahmyr. Hashtag fear Jahmyr. Had over 100 likes on that post. I guarantee you about 50 of those people were not fearing Jahmyr before the game. They were saying, oh, he's
of course not. They'll learn.
He's a scat back.
They'll learn. They'll figure it out. Listen,
yeah. I told you, like a volcano. It's going to like a volcano.
But you know what? You know what makes me the most excited? What makes me the most excited is Jahmyr did that without the full offensive line that he would normally have and without David Montgomery.
Right.
Now we're looking at a Lions team, and we've all been saying this for the entire season, but other people need to catch up. You're looking at a Lions team that has not one but two NFL starting running backs. And when they're both healthy, look out. And it looks like David Montgomery will be out there against the Chargers. And I do want to get to the Donovan Peoples-Jones situation here in a moment. But first, I want to go to Reggie Funchess. Listen, the man deserves his flowers for everything he predicted that came.
Reggie,
I need some winning lotto numbers next. Can you do that?
Yeah, he got some money. He got some money off that.
I can't help you on that front, bro. But you know what? My biggest actually, I was still disappointed because I had another prediction that they actually could have hit. If they was better in the red zone.
Yeah, them 3 turnovers was crucial.
Yeah, it hurt. But outside of that, man, it's just good to see them bringing along Gibbs slower has been to his benefit. Because if you pay attention to what is happening with Bijan in Atlanta,
their owner's upset. He's like, "Can y'all please? Why are y'all not giving him the ball? Like, what is going on? Like, it's crazy."
And Arthur Smith is coming up with all this mess,
He
decoy.
is not happy.
No. That's not what you drafted that kid for. So now we're getting to see Gibbs is just as talented.
Mhm.
Gibbs is getting a great opportunity, with Montgomery out. And actually, it's to our benefit because now you got two running backs that styles complement each other. You can actually have them out on the field at the same time if you want to.
There you go. Talk your shit, Reg.
And they both and they both are going to present something that you're not going to be prepared for. Which
and
is
they
all
both
I
can
wanted.
run through the tackles too. And that's one thing
He ain't no scat back.
that I question. Yeah, that's
He
one
ain't
thing
no
I question.
scat back.
I was glad to see him run through them tackles and cut up like Barry. That's what I was talking about, boy. I love it. A cut.
The good thing is with this offensive line, with both those running backs, the fact that we don't really have, we're hoping that J-Mo would step into that position as the number 2 wide receiver. But right now, you don't really have to worry about it because I can still run the ball effectively. I can still get Gibbs out, into the flats, or if I want to, spread them out and utilize them that way, I can. You still got LaPorta out there. And then, this bye week is perfect for him too because it looked like they had the bye week blues going into this game. And so now they can get back on one page and they can actually start going for whatever their goals is. And this might have actually helped J-Mo because now you done had 8 games to get your feet wet, understand what's expected out of you, sit down with your coaches, understand what you need to do. And then, I'm looking forward to him having a good second half to his season.
Okay.
I'm hoping so. I'm hoping so. Of course, Luna making an appearance here on the
Oh my God, man, she's doing the most right now.
I tell you what. At some point, we got to get all of our dogs together, okay? And when we start an episode, have all of them sitting in the chairs instead.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
And we can call it the On the Hound podcast. Anyway, but I do want to throw out
Luna,
one thing.
look at the
Luna. She's not listening to me. She is in happy world. But anyway, I do want to throw out one thing though about Jahmyr Gibbs that I was very impressed with, and I don't know how many people stayed up late to watch it. Okay, because it was after the game. But Scott Van Pelt did an interview on SportsCenter, and I think Scott Van Pelt was trying to get the most out of the interview, so I don't really fault him on this one. But he asked Jahmyr Gibbs a setup question, a gotcha question. And the question was, Barry Sanders has got a statue out front. Barry Sanders owned this town for a long time. After tonight, do you feel like you own this town tonight? And Jahmyr Gibbs handled that question, I think, the best way he possibly could. He said, no, it's Barry's town. I just want a piece of it.
I feel
and
that.
I said,
think about
it. And you cannot fault that young man for feeling that way.
Listen,
I'm just saying, he is smart for saying that, because if he would have said, it's my town, it would have been all over social media about Jahmyr Gibbs, feeling himself, all that type of stuff. But he handled it like a gentleman. That is what he has always done.
That is a shout out to Nick Saban. And me and Bobby talked about this earlier, and you too, Elijah, about how Nick Saban takes these guys through media and PR classes on how you're supposed to conduct yourself during the interview, how you don't fall for the bait, how you stay true to yourself, but actually handle things professionally. So that is a shout out to Nick Saban, because everybody knows, Alabama at that point was getting every 5-star recruit. So all the high profile interviews, they're always on Channel 7, college football playoff, national champion, they're getting constantly interviewed. So he wanted to make sure that they knew how to conduct themselves during that interview. And it shined through. I said, you know what? Good look, Nick. I'm going to give you some flowers today. Good luck, Nick. Good luck, Nick. We appreciate you.
But again, if he would have taken that bait, which he didn't, if he would have taken that bait, it would have been everywhere. So I'm glad that he didn't, and I'm glad that people are again coming around to the idea that we got ourselves a running back. We got 2 running backs really. Because again, I'm not one to say David Montgomery go away, because David Montgomery's been playing really good ball too. But now we got 2 dangerous running backs. And you know what? I know I've been kind of hard on Craig Reynolds the last few episodes, but I also got to give him some credit as well. He has stepped in and he has stepped up. My issue with Craig Reynolds was never that I didn't like him as a player. It was that I didn't see him being able to fill the shoes of a David Montgomery. But he's come in and he's done a decent job to be able to fill in where he's needed, where necessary, and he's done a good job of that. I do want to, because I believe we got to everybody with the Raiders talk as far as that game is concerned. I want to go to the one player we added at the trade deadline, Donovan Peoples-Jones. And this is a 2-part question for the fellas. We're going to start off with Reggie. Number 1, are you upset that we didn't go get defensive help? And number 2, where do you see Donovan Peoples-Jones fitting into this system on this back end of the season? Let's start with Reggie.
Am I disappointed? Yes. I can't sugarcoat that. I did want us to get some help for Aiden Hutchinson on his line. But the thought process could be we got Houston coming back, so that's the focus or the reasoning behind not going to get somebody else. But seeing the Bears grab a guy that we could have had, it stung a little bit until I saw the contract extension, and I was like, I get it. I'll take that too.
I would have paid him. I would have paid him.
And I knew Nate. I knew you would have. And that was the funny thing about it. Like, it's one of those things where Brad Holmes has to play that balance game of, making sure that we don't overspend.
He wouldn't have gotten that anyway.
That's what I'm saying. It's still weird. And then the pick that they gave up, it was going to be higher than what we could give up as well.
Exactly. So, we wouldn't have got him anyway.
Yeah, the only way you would have got him is if you gave up a first. And I don't know if Brad really wanted to go that route.
I don't even think we have a first this year, do we? Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Yeah, we do. We do. But then when it comes to Donovan Peoples-Jones, he's had some spotty QB play throughout his career. Haven't really been able to utilize his strengths. What I'm thinking is his impact could be similar to Shark last year when he was healthy.
I was thinking the same thing, Reggie.
Which is going to be a benefit to us, especially if J-Mo doesn't pan out the second half of the season. He's still a vet too, and he's got return ability. So it's different aspects that he can help with. Will he have been my number 1 guy to go after? Probably not. But it's one of those things that could be sneaky good for this team for the second half of the season and even into the playoffs. Because he's one of those guys that he has that type of game-breaking speed that, if he decides to break one, it could be a break one that wins us a playoff game.
And he a great contested catcher too, man.
Yeah,
for real.
So it's one of those things where this might be good for him. And then I'm gonna look at J-Mo about this too, because he'll be able to share with the young kid some of the nuances of having speed in the NFL and playing with a QB like Goff. So we'll see. I get a move a B-.
Okay.
Not getting a D in or some help on the line. I say a D because I really kind of wanted that. But like I said, with Houston possibly coming back, I'll bump it up to a B- as well.
Okay. So I'll take it next year, and then I'm going to toss it over to Nate, and then Nate toss it to Bobby. So for me, when I'm looking at the trade deadline, I'm going to be honest with you. I was upset to a certain extent because I was thinking about how much more potent this defense would be with some of the names we talked about last week. But I also think that sometimes, we forget that these general managers are people, that they are human beings as well. And I just want to throw this out there. Brad Holmes, what did he do the night before the trade deadline? He was up in his booth, watching the game, taking notes, and what did he see? He saw Alim McNeill have one of the best games of his career, and he saw us get nothing but pressure on Jimmy Garoppolo, where Jimmy Garoppolo didn't even know where the hell he was by the end of the game, pretty much. And so I think some of that has to do with maybe Brad Holmes taking the temperature and saying, all right, I can go out there and I can go get somebody, or I can trust in the guys that we have brought into this locker room that they will start doing what they're doing tonight on a consistent basis. And I think that may have been the thought, is that, yes, we're getting Houston back, but Alim McNeill's doing really well. If McNeill's having a good game, then Aiden could have a good game. Just like how, back when we had Ndamukong Suh, Ziggy Ansah was also doing pretty good. And pretty much
Grandpa Ziggy.
Pretty much any defensive end next to Ndamukong Suh became the beneficiary of Ndamukong Suh being so dominant. And I'm not saying that McNeill is Ndamukong Suh. Let me be very clear about that. I'm not saying that at all. But what I am saying,
he ain't mean enough.
If Brad Holmes is looking at the game and he's looking at his players that he drafted, then he might be saying, listen, we don't really need the help there. Everybody else thinks we do, but I know what these guys are capable of once they fully develop, once this cake fully bakes, if you get what I'm saying. So I think that may have been part of it.
And I did want to throw this out there too. Aiden Hutchinson is second in the league in pressures, QB pressures this year, behind Max Crosby, another guy that I would have loved to see on, even though I know it was going to be highly difficult to get him. So it's almost, but not quite right now. But that's the other benefit of having a bye week. And you can figure out why I'm not actually getting to the QB and getting sacks.
Exactly. And like I said, I think some of it is Brad Holmes saying, I know we're going to get there. Our defense has already come leaps and bounds from where they were last season. If I just give this thing a little bit more time, instead of bringing in some big free agent or big trade, and mess up the chemistry, let me just let things simmer and let's get there when we're supposed to get there, instead of maybe sacrificing what could be the end game for immediate gratification, instant gratification. So I think maybe that's what it was. I could be completely wrong on that. Maybe they tried and they couldn't get somebody to agree, or, somebody wanted the whole franchise for one individual player. And Brad Holmes is like, I'm not going to do that. But as far as Donovan Peoples-Jones is concerned, I know I get a lot of crap for talking about Baker Mayfield and being a fan of Baker Mayfield. But one thing I will say is that when Baker Mayfield was throwing the ball to Donovan Peoples-Jones, and he also had Jacoby Brissett throwing it to him, Donovan Peoples-Jones was one of the top wide receivers in Cleveland. People forget about that because when you think about Cleveland and you think about the success that they had recently, you think about Jarvis Landry and everybody talking about, why is Odell Beckham not getting the ball? But what's lost in that is the fact that Donovan Peoples-Jones was getting the ball, and he actually had some game winners in Cleveland. In fact, one of them was an amazing catch against Cincinnati. I believe it was in Cincinnati, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, it was.
So I'm excited about Donovan Peoples-Jones coming into this offense. One thing I will also say is I love the fact, although it's not necessary at the pro level, I love the fact that Detroit is going after guys that grew up Lions fans.
Yeah.
Because to me,
that's
that's really cool to see, because they have more invested. They were a fan. They know what it's like to be a fan. And they want this as bad as the fans do. So to me, I think that's cool. And that's something that you see a lot in the college ranks, but you don't see it a lot in the NFL. Like Alabama, if you look at Alabama's roster, there are a ton of Alabama kids. You look at Georgia's roster, there are a ton of Georgia kids. Clemson's roster, a ton of South Carolina kids. You get my point. You go into your backyard, you find the kids who this means the world to them, that your organization means the world to them. You get them on a deal that is pretty good. I mean, we don't have to give up anything till 2025 for Donovan Peoples-Jones. That's a really good deal that nobody's talking about. I mean, like most teams would have had to give up something next year for Donovan Peoples-Jones. We did not do that. So credit to Brad Holmes on that. But I love the fact that they're going out there, they're getting people who this organization means the world to them. And I'll be curious to see if that's something that continues, maybe next free agency period. And I will throw out one name just to be kind of interesting. Max Crosby. Reggie just talked about him. I have a feeling, because you can always plan on dysfunctional teams being dysfunctional, I have a feeling that the Raiders are going to be getting rid of a lot of pieces to their puzzle, because they know whoever the next head coach is going to be. And I kind of hope it is Antonio Pierce. But whoever it ends up being, they're in a rebuild. Is Davante Adams going to want to stick around for a rebuild? No, he's not going to want to. Is Max Crosby going to want to do that? Probably not. So, yeah, we didn't get him right now, but next free agency period and next time Brad Holmes can use some capital to go after these people, he might just do that. But let me turn it over to Nate. Nate, your thoughts on the trade deadline and DPJ, my friend.
DPJ's always been a favorite of mine. Kid from here, Cass Tech, 5-star recruit. Actually was the number one wide receiver in one of the wide receiving classes that best that Michigan's has ever had. They ended up having Nico Collins, Donovan Peoples-Jones, and they also had Tariq Black. You had 1 5-star and 2 4-star guys. Ironically, all 3 are in the NFL right now. Nico right now is the number 1 wide receiver for the Houston Texans. Wow. He is CJ Stroud's favorite target. So yeah, DPJ runs depending, you're talking about a 4-4 guy. If you catch him on a good day, he's a 4-3 guy. But 6'2", 205, 210 pounds, very good contested catcher, coming up through the PSL ranks. But on top of that, he's a good kid. So he's also coached by one of the very good guys I've known for a very long time, Tom Wilcher, Coach T, as we call him. But he's a good kid. He's not one of these guys that the Miles Bridges and so on and so forth that we be like, oh my God, if he comes home, all hell's going to break loose. That's not him. He comes from a very, very well-rounded home, very well respected. So the intrigue of him coming home is going to be rowdy. It's going to be rowdy his first home game. It's going to be rowdy, but you don't have to worry about any type of off the field issues. No, Eli, that wasn't at the Hornets. That was just at Miles. That was just at Miles only because I can say Miles.
Charlotte Hornets?
No, Miles and Josh Jackson, because I know a lot of things that don't get printed or don't make it to the news, and they have these off the field issues. You won't have that, so that's what's. And plus, on top of that, it takes more pressure off of JMO, where he doesn't have to keep trying to come in. They can continue to take their time, bring him along, let him get the single coverage. He could just be that solo deep threat. Now you have your possession guy who has speed. Like we know Amon-Ra is our possession wide receiver. Mm-hmm. Another guy, but now you're talking about 6'2", who has the ability to take the top off and play the middle and play that, hash to the sideline type catch guy. So it's very, very big. So I give it a B plus just on potential. And I'm going to give it a
Still
B
only
plus.
24.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Still only 24.
No, he hasn't even hit his prime yet. So I give it a B plus for that. But once I dug into the trades and what teams were giving up, how these other GMs were factoring how they were going to make trades and who they would be sending them to, I'm not mad at what we did. I doubt Chase Young's going to sign an extension with the 49ers, but his big brother, his cottage big brother, is there in Nick Bosa. So that may pay him. But as far as Montez Sweat, which everybody know I want it so bad. But we would have to given up a first to get him because the Bears are just piss poor. So their second round pick is going to carry more weight than ours. So that just is what it is. And then as far as Carolina wanted 2 firsts for Brian Burns. They wanted 2 firsts, and depending on the pick of your third. So if you were in the back end of the third round, they wanted a second. So it was like, dog, they were like, dude, y'all the bottom of the barrel and y'all trying to rob the barrel. So this is why Brian Burns stayed pat, which is good. And I'm glad we didn't reach on anything else. Another big shout out to Reg because he talked about wide receiver help. Like you said, that wasn't his first guy, but
he was in the conversation.
It was definitely in the conversation. And then it also is a shout out for people who don't know just how serious we take our show. Like, we just don't come up with just random things just out the whippity whoopah. Like these yeah, the whippity whoopah. Because I
can't put that on a t-shirt. Whippity whoopah.
Yeah, I'm trying to cut down, on the profanity a little bit. But
make me look bad. Make me look bad because I came out the gate with the F-bombs today.
But but that's normal. So anyway, so I know. No, but we take our show very serious, and so we put very, very good thoughts into everything that we put out. Like, we love our awesome product, so big shout out to Reg. He threw the wide receiver out there. I didn't even think about wide receiver. I was focused on defense. Mm-hmm. And lo and behold, Reginald Brad Holmes Funches II.
Yeah.
Threw it out there and we got our wide receiver. So
appreciate that, guys.
Again, a B plus. I'm not disappointed once I figured out the parameters for these other GMs and what they wanted. Mm-hmm. And then, hey, they're banking on James Houston. And again, 9 quarterback hits, 6 sacks. Aaron Glenn has been calling dynamic games as of late. Besides, again, I told y'all about Baltimore. I told y'all to relax, man. Don't get so bent out of shape on one loss. We never said we was gonna go 20-0. Chill out.
And look what they did to the Seahawks.
Yeah, Baltimore ain't playing. They for real.
It happens any given Sunday. So again, y'all, we still know we ain't where we're going to be, but guess what? People are paying attention. Mm-hmm. People are paying attention. So I'm good with it. So Eli, back to you, my brother.
Bobby, we're gonna throw it out to you, my friend.
My bad. That was
all
a
right. No, Elijah.
I was Ben Wallace handling the ball. My bad.
No, Elijah with that touch pass, the swinging.
There you go.
But it's 3 things. Living in Toledo, Ohio, I do have a ton of friends that are Cleveland Browns fans, and to be honest with you, they had nothing but good things to say about Peoples-Jones. They said like you was tapping into a little bit earlier, Elijah. They said he was pretty dependable. When you had Odell Beckham and Landry and stuff. He was the one that was really like stretching the field, even making big plays on special teams. I don't see him doing that for us, but I just see him more like to take off of what my boy Reggie said. more of the DJ Shark role, especially in the red zone, contested catcher, and he's able to stretch the field. So it's not only he brings that to the table, he's actually able to track a deep ball a little bit better than what with Goff and my guy Williams missing. This gives another guy a chance to bust down the field wide open, and so I'm actually happy with the pick only because as us all being our own little experts as we feel, we kind of get locked in on certain guys we want. But if it wasn't for Reggie even bringing him up, I wouldn't have been like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? Usually I'd be mad. Nate, no, I cook these motherfuckers if I wanted to. So,
MF bomb.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Hey, welcome to the club. Welcome to the club.
Yeah, but anyway, if I really wanted to, I'll go in on him. But I'm happy with the Peoples Jones pick. I haven't heard nothing but good things about him. And then just picking him back off of what Elijah said, the kid, he knows what he knows what being a Detroit Lion means to these fans. They showed him as a young kid in the Lions jersey. That's always refreshing to know what he's getting himself into. You don't have to ingratiate this kid to the culture. He already lived it. He already know. And the main thing is I seen this combine interview. He mentioned how much he always wanted to play with Detroit Lions. So this is kind of a dream come true to him, honestly. That's the best way I can put it. And secondly, I was more with as far as the whole, trade deadline thing. I was more so of not wanting anything, not thinking that we needed to change anything, more of continuously believing in what we already had, the guys that we already have, giving them a chance to come out. I kind of forgot about James Houston, but I also know that lastly, Brad Holmes flipping them draft picks. You might see one draft pick he giving away, but he might see 3 or 4 he giving away, the way he be turning one into multiple picks. So to us as fans, us as fans, we only see, oh, it's just a second round pick, or oh, it's just a first round pick. But that first round pick could be this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy. Brad Holmes, he thinking bulk. So I'm pretty sure the reason why he didn't want to give up them draft picks, because the draft picks, he gonna make them more than one guy. So and then as you can see, the guys he picked are the main contributors on this team. Mm-hmm. So the guys he's picking through the draft are our main contributor. Why give away our draft bullets, so to say, to one guy and free agent, and then
because he's that good.
Yeah, lastly, let that man cook. You know what I mean? Just let him cook.
I know.
Because he ain't he haven't did nothing to like make me question the man that's running the show. So I'm liking what we doing. Of course, we just the name, Sweat and Young. You know what I mean? Them the guy. Oh my God. Anyway, but them the guys that you want to That's them the guys you want just on name alone. Yeah, he's something wrong with him bad, man.
What is wrong with you?
He tried to Ron Burgundy me, man. He tried to Ron Burgundy me for real.
Well,
anyway.
As soon as you said it, I thought of the movie Get Hard with Kevin Hart and Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
He's got dick in
right. So, yeah, that boy is crazy. But anyway, I'm not mad at Brad Holmes. I don't even want to give it a grade because I didn't even want to take the class. So no grade needed.
I want to Sweat. So I've been wanting him as a rookie. We should have drafted him, and we wouldn't even have to.
Hey, I was on Brian Burns. You know what I mean? That's the one I really wanted to. So hey, it's good, man. Let's see what happened. We at 6-2. So the man ain't did nothing would have made me think that we ain't in the right direction. So let's just believe in the guys we got, man, and see where it takes us. Back to you, Elijah.
So I want to ask this next question somewhat jokingly because I already know, I think I know anyway, what the guys are going to say. So we'll keep this next topic to like a minute apiece because I don't think there's a whole lot here. But I did see some people, not going to mention any names, but I did see some people saying that getting Donovan Peoples-Jones is somehow in a way a negative thing for J-Mo, because if J-Mo doesn't get right on the back end of the season, J-Mo could be traded next offseason because he hasn't produced yet. Now, I think that's a joke of a question. I want to be very clear about that. But because we are a podcast that tries to get into what fans think, we're going to talk about it. But I only want to spend like a minute a piece on this because I don't think there's a whole lot there. I think it's good that Donovan Peoples-Jones is here. I think it's an addition. It's not going to be a addition by subtraction situation. But y'all also know I'm a J-Mo fan. So let me pass it over to Reggie. Reggie, I know you probably don't agree with some of those people, but give it to us straight. Do you think DPJ might end up replacing J-Mo if J-Mo doesn't come into catching more than just a go ball by the end of the season?
I would preface that by asking a question. Is our offense struggling to the point where we're not producing at all because J-Mo's not producing?
Come on.
Let's say it's the same situation we currently have, where our offense is producing, but we're looking at that one player saying, why is he not doing better?
Honestly, to tell you the truth, it was a rhetorical question. Because when it comes to something like that, you spend capital on the kid, you have the ability to wait to see whether he gets it or not. If he doesn't, it is what it is. Every year we get a number one pick. Every year, we got Amon-Ra, the 4th round?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not pressed about, whatever we're losing because somebody else is producing or somebody else is doing a better job than somebody we drafted. As long as our offense isn't struggling, as long as we're capable of accomplishing our mission, which is to win games, why am I tripping about whether J-Mo is producing or not?
I agree. But, I had to ask it because people are talking about it. I'm sure y'all seen it too. So, Bobby, your thoughts on this kind of joke of a question?
Well, to be honest, I don't care about let the best man win. Nothing against J-Mo because I'm rooting for him too, but he ain't did enough to keep him off the damn field. So let the best man win. Hopefully he taking it as that sign. Usually, usually when something bad happens, you get a sign, but do you ignore it or do you react appropriately? I feel like Jameson Williams hasn't done enough to really dictate who's on this team and who's not on this team. I'm not saying that he's a lost cause, but I'm also saying that potential mean you ain't did it yet. So I'm interested to see what's gonna happen next. Is he gonna continue to the best way I can say it, give us more to leave us with more to desire? Or is he gonna step up and show, hey man, you shouldn't even got dude here? Or better yet, maybe because maybe I feel like we lost Marvin Jones, but we gained Peoples-Jones. So I'm also looking at it like that way. So I'm not really disappointed. I think we upgraded the whole room just by losing Marvin Jones and gaining Peoples-Jones. So I'm not saying, hey, J-Mo, if you don't outdo him, you better be looking for a job and say, hey, J-Mo, it's time to show him why you was the 1st round pick. No matter who, if Jameson Williams is good enough, has enough talent, no matter who in that running back room, he should be able to outperform them. Now, whether he does that or not, maybe it's the mental aspect. But hey, NFL stand for not for long. So, you know what I mean? It's been a few years since he's been the number one pick overall. So, you got to step it up. And, if you at any job, if it's at Walmart or the damn post office, hey, if you don't get the job, somebody going to do it. Somebody else going to do it. We ain't going to have too much late mail. We're going to have somebody else to get it there.
Nate Rucker, you're up, my friend. It looks like Nate's also cooking dinner, so we'll see what happens.
First of all, I was stuck laughing at Bobby ass. But I won't say it's a joke of a question. We have to remember the type of fans that we deal with. Number one, we have a very, very fickle fan base. Me and Reggie, we say this all the time. We have a fickle fan base.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's all about what have you done for me right this second. Not what your potential is, none of that. Have you lived up to, and then what they do is they say, hey, well, we could have had this guy, we could have had this guy, we could have had this guy, but we traded for this guy. And only thing I'm going to say, and this is do y'all trust Brad Holmes? Yes or no?
I do. That's why I didn't think we needed to make any move. That's
it.
Truthfully.
So at the end of the day, if you trust Brad Holmes, then relax when it comes to J-Mo. There's a reason why he drafted him. He's seen something in him. And if we continue to see that this guy does not miss with his draft picks, then there's no reason to be worried about it. Yeah. This guy turns 6th round and 7th round and undrafted guys into gold. Mm. Like the number one right now, the number one special teams gunner in the entire NFL is Chase Lucas.
Yeah.
Who was completely undrafted. Mm-hmm. Number one. So you have to roll with it. The addition, like Bobby said, the addition of Donovan Peoples-Jones has nothing to do with J-Mo. It's to replace what Marvin Jones was supposed to have been, which was supposed to have been a veteran leader to help these guys come along, to be that security blanket. Now, how about this? You get a 24-year-old vet who's not in his prime, runs a 4.4, big body wide receiver, and has the ability to play special teams, kick return, punt return, can take the top off the defense, can win contested catches. Like you can't miss with that. People are so,
and from the area, like Elijah said, that matters too. He's from the area too, man.
Yeah, that does. But people are so caught up in the mystique of Jameson Williams, where, oh my God, if he doesn't have a big game, we have to trade him. No, you don't.
True. Yeah, they do be tripping.
Everybody does not progress as fast as some people want. But guess what? You're not the deciding factor in how their progression is supposed to go. You're not the deciding factor in how long they have. That ain't your decision. Either you're going to support the kid or you're not.
You know what, Nate? You know what this is the kind of flip side thing about a question like that or a feeling like that.
Yeah.
If this was a situation where we're talking about Ebron versus Aaron Donald, I get it because we were a losing team and we needed talent. But right now we're a winning team and we have talent, and the fact that J-Mo hasn't showed up yet isn't hurting us at all. Mm-hmm. So in a situation like that, why would I trip? It doesn't make sense. It's because you wanted, like they said, you wanted all you wanted now.
Yeah.
And to tell you the truth, this kid has had a rocky start from all facets, not just one facet. Not, he just ain't showing up on the field. There's been stuff off the field. Then on top of that, you got, he's had a couple injuries, that kind of nagging injuries that throw you off. But the funny thing is, if a kid like him gets it, the contributions that he can make on this team is immense.
Right.
That's why you win.
And it's crazy to me because I remember back when Calvin Johnson first got to Detroit, that rookie season for Calvin, he did some good things, but it wasn't like he was tearing up the entire league. And there was
he has bombs at quarterback, man. Everybody knew that.
Listen, Calvin's my guy. Calvin's my guy.
Yeah.
But my thing is defensive. No, I get it. I understand. Yeah. But they were trying to say stuff about Calvin about, here we go again. Here's another failed wide receiver. So I think a lot of that has to do with our history. But I also agree with Reggie that anytime Jameson's not catching three catches for 300 yards, you know what I mean, and blowing the top off the defense for 3 touchdowns, people are going to be disappointed. And that's just because of how he was talked about. But what drives me crazy and why I'm glad that I'm on the show that I'm on is because I see there's a lot of different Lions podcasts that have all of a sudden cropped up over the past few months because the team's winning. And I will see people post questions like the one that I just posed to the fellas, and they'll get like 100,000 views. Now, I'm not jealous about the views, but what I am thinking in the back of my head is, what's your motivation for asking such a question? What are you trying to accomplish other than just stirring the pot? And that's why I love this show, because we don't try to stir the pot. We just tell you what we think, see if you agree, and we try to, pique your interest, get you thinking. That's what we do. Other podcasts, though, like legitimately, they don't care about the effect of what they're saying on that actual individual who actually exists and is not just a celebrity, right? So to me, that's one of the reasons why I love our show. We got a bunch of people watching right now. Do me a favor while you're watching the show, like, comment, and subscribe. We would greatly appreciate it. I said it earlier in the program. I'll say it one more time here. YouTube changed the way they do things, okay? They changed the way they do things. Now you can start to monetize your channel once you hit 500 subscribers. We're at 464 right now. So if y'all could
come on, y'all,
let's
at least hit 470.
Greatly appreciate it.
At least hit 470 by the time we get off. Come on now.
Hey, you know what? I'm sitting there thinking about what we were just talking about. We had a little semblance of that this year already, and it wasn't with JMO. It was with Gibbs.
Yes, it is.
It was with Gibbs. And you think about the thought process, like, coaches sat and said, hey, I'm going to bring him along slowly. I'm going to make sure that he gets it first. I don't want to get out there and break this kid before we even see what he's capable of doing. We know better than you do. That's what coaches are saying. So in a situation like that, you see the progression. And then you see the opportunity. Montgomery goes down. They say, hey, kid, it's your time to shine.
Yep.
He gets out there and what does he do? He shows you what he's capable of.
And also this, he was sitting on the sideline with that hamstring. Sometimes sitting on that sideline, looking at the game on the outside, looking in, gives you a new perspective on where you lacking or where you can be improved of. And honestly, like, shoot, this game gonna go on without me, so I better get my stuff together. And all that culminating together, it's a good thing. So as far as with Jameson Williams, when it comes down to it, they just want him to catch the ball. I don't even think to get your yards is the issue.
He was targeted 3 times.
Yeah.
He was targeted 3 times. He caught 2.
He got more drops. He got more drops than he do catches, though, Nate. That's the only thing.
But you know what? And that's the thing where you have to look at it's a concentration thing. And being a young guy, and this is coming from a guy because I played that position. So when you are such highly recruited, and nobody puts more pressure on that player than that player himself. It ain't nothing.
Yeah.
The fans, nobody puts more pressure on JMO than JMO.
Yeah.
Because he wants to make a play so bad. He wants to take every catch for a touchdown so bad that you overcompensate and you're so high strung that you're not taking it easy.
Right.
And so when it comes with that, and then also keep in mind, he's a young kid. So he's big into the social media. He's reading the comments. He's seeing what's being said about him. He's not like an old school guy who really don't pay attention to it. Oh, no. He posts on the regular. So he's paying attention to all the tags and he ain't doing this, he ain't doing that. So it's added pressure to him to shut up the naysayers.
Yeah.
So
he
that's also
invested. It's not an effort thing. He giving max effort. For sure,
he
giving max effort.
Because guess what? He might not have got a touchdown last week, but guess what? He still is right now. He's learning from Amon-Ra and Antoine Randall, and he's making blocks. He's still contributing. So being part of a football team is just not about what you put on the stat sheet. It's what your team sees you at.
Right.
And that's the part that is the biggest thing. Me and Bobby talked about when Bob Quinn and Matt Patricia was here. We talked about morale. we talked about team leadership. And that's where these guys come in, and you can see how they, with Craig Reynolds and J-Mo, they're more happy when they make a solid block than they are for touchdowns. They greet them, but when they come off that sideline off of a solid block, man, they getting just as much love as if they scored. And that's what you call the culture changing of a team. And that's the growth. And that's having the true mentorship that's going to make somebody be great. So teams and these fans need to relax. Leave J-Mo be. He'll be all right.
So we have got a bunch more topics to get to, but I know we always try to get out of here by about 8 o'clock or so. So, Nate Rucker, I'm going to toss it over to you, my friend. We're going to go hurry up offense. I'll give you the topics right now. We're going to go Herman Moore, last playoff win, quiz, and Bobby Cards. I'm going to also put it in our little chat here so that you got it. But Nate, I'm going to have you lead these next couple of topics, my friend. Again, hurry up offense.
Hurry up offense. So we talked about this in our planning meeting. Our last playoff win was 1991. So for my 3 guys on the screen, Elijah, you were only 2. So I'm going to give you
-2.
Oh, my bad. You weren't. I'm sorry. You wasn't even a little floaty yet. So you don't count.
He was an itch.
He wasn't even a floaty yet. He don't even count.
He was an itch. He was an itch.
So, Bobby, Reggie, 1991. What team did we beat?
Dallas Cowboys.
Who was
our last playoff win?
Our last playoff win, Dallas Cowboys. Who was our starting quarterback?
Scott Mitchell.
No. What's his name?
It wasn't
Kramer. Eric Kramer. Eric Kramer.
That's right.
Eric Kramer. Now,
number 12.
Here's the kicker. Who was our leading wide receiver for that game?
For that game?
That game.
Leading wide receiver for that game.
Ooh, got your ass.
Richard Johnson.
No. Nope.
No. Robert Clark then.
Nope.
Herman Moore.
No.
Herman Moore wasn't on the team then. He wasn't on the team in 91, youngster.
Yes, Herman was there.
He wasn't on the team then. In 91, no.
91, you had Brett Perryman, you had Herman Moore, you also Robert Clark. Yes, you did.
Richard Johnson.
You had Willie Green.
Wow.
I don't remember him. That was just for the game, though.
I know Willie Green led that game, 8 receptions, 112 yards, and 2 touchdowns. So Eric Kramer, both touchdowns with the Willie Green.
What was the final score?
You asking me?
Yeah.
38-6.
Okay.
Yeah, with that booty.
38-6. How about this? Troy Aikman had under 150 yards passing. Emmitt Smith had under 90 yards rushing.
Yeah, and then my dude couldn't find Barry too in the main highlight. Barry spun him around.
Hey, guess what? That wasn't that game. That wasn't even. I know which one you're talking about. No. That was the next. That was the next year. That wasn't even the play. That was in the regular season when that was Otis Smith.
It was that year, but it was the regular season. Okay.
Yeah, it was the New England Patriots. That was Otis Smith.
How many yards?
No. I'm talking about the Dallas Cowboy game. It was like Tony Park or something. The dude on defense, he spent him all the way around. Not like he was just standing there looking for Barry, not just running side by side. I know which one you're talking about. I'm gonna put it in the group chat.
Okay.
Reggie,
I heard Reggie say something.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how many yards did Kramer throw for?
340.
No, it was like 250 something.
No, he threw for like 270 something.
Wrong. And Elijah is actually the closest. Floaty was.
He did throw for 300. 346.
He threw for 341.
341. My bad. Yes, he did.
It helps when I got the stats on my phone.
341 and 3 touchdowns.
My bad. He 2 touchdowns that game. He had 2.
3.
It helps when I got the stats on
Sure.
my phone.
I'm positive.
I had to phone a friend.
Willie,
but I got it.
Willie Green caught 2, and Herman caught the 3rd.
Oh, yes, he did.
6
My
for 87.
bad.
6 for 87 and a
You know
touchdown.
what? That year, okay. So, how many Pro
It was one of
Bowlers?
the games. It was one of those games where Barry actually didn't get that many rushes. He only had
Barry
12,
had under
12
70
rushes.
yards. Barry had like 64, 65, something like that.
69.
Damn, I'm good. But anyway, how many Pro Bowlers did we have that year?
Oh, ugh. I'm gonna say 3.
Wasn't Blaze on that team?
Yes.
The corner? Yeah,
Yeah.
he was a Pro Bowler. And
He was a safety, but yeah.
Yeah. I was about to say he was a Pro Bowler. I want to say Lomas was a Pro Bowler.
Yes.
Of course Barry.
Yeah.
And I think even Kramer made the Pro Bowl.
We have 5.
Wrong.
We had
No.
5 Pro Bowlers.
So there are 5 Pro Bowlers. You had Chris Spielman, Barry Sanders, Lomas Brown, Vinny Blaze.
He was a beast.
Mel Gray.
The kick returner.
Jerry Ball.
Yep.
No.
Jerry Ball.
No, Jerry Ball made All Pro. He did not make the Pro Bowl.
That's fucked
The
up.
Lions had 5 Pro Bowlers and 5 All Pro. So Benny Blaze made
Jerry
Pro
Ball
Bowl.
made a Pro Bowl and he was All Pro. Looking at it, nose tackle.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
I mean, on Wikipedia it says only 5.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know which one you got, but Ball didn't make the Pro Bowl. He made All Pro, but the reason why he lost why he didn't get the Pro Bowl was because that big mean guy from the Packers got it.
No, he made it 3 years in a row. 89, 90, and 91. Pro Bowl.
Is that 90? No, so is that 91, 92?
It's 89, 1990, and then 1991.
The 91 team was the end of I don't know. Because I think I think 91 isn't the season, and 91 is the playoff.
Yeah, so you're talking about, remember, the way the season goes, you have 89, 90, 90, 91 team, then you have 91, 92.
Y'all know how I am with stats, right?
I'm getting.
Oh man,
I'm pulling clout at this point.
I was -2, so I don't remember none of this.
He was a Pro Bowler in 1991.
Okay.
The year would count as 1991, not 1992. It'd be 92, 93. It's 91, 92.
Somebody better go.
Yeah, that's the last year we won the
remember,
division was 93.
Somebody better go update the Wikipedia page because Reggie
they show better.
Again.
So
we do have a bunch of comments, by the way. I do want to get to these comments.
Let's get to our fans, man. Let's keep them active. Let's get to our fans.
Wardam Hammer says, "What up on the Hunt crew?" Hey, we say what up to you as well. Also says Brett Perryman, Willie Green. He's talking about 75. He thought the play was over. And Wardam Hammer said 3 Pro Bowlers. Of course, Reggie is saying 6 Pro Bowlers, and somebody on Wikipedia.
It was only 5. It was only 5.
Oh man. Okay. So hey, let's see. What was the other topic we were supposed to get to, Nate? We were doing the quiz. I'm not sure if we're done.
Oh, Barry. The cards.
Yeah.
Yes,
so Bobby, show us the cards.
Yeah. So
a
lot of those guys that as everybody know, I collect sports cards, man, football cards, and I got a lot of old vintage ones, like stuff I never opened. And most of the guys that Nate were referring to is on this team, like Jerry Ball, Lomas Brown, Rodney P. They even got my boy Andre Ware on there. That was my guy too. And then Mel Gray. But I'm gonna just try to zoom in on this, put it in close.
That's just to let people know. Like,
here's how we can clear it up. Name the 5 again.
The 5 what for the Pro Bowl?
Name the 5 Pro Bowlers.
Barry
The 5
Sanders.
Pro Bowlers. The
Barry
5 Pro
won.
Bowlers were Benny Blades, Lomas Brown, Barry
Barry
Sanders.
Sanders. Chris Spielman. Mel
Wait,
Gray.
you
And
threw
who?
me off. You threw me.
Chris
so
Spielman
you-
and Mel Gray.
So Chris Spielman, Mel Gray, Barry Sanders,
Okay.
Lomas Brown, and Benny Blades were our Pro Bowlers.
Mel Gray didn't make it.
Ooh.
You,
He-
yeah, he did.
Your 5th guy was Jerry Ball.
No, I don't. Wait a minute. Hold on. This. I don't know what list you looking at.
Barry Sanders.
Hey,
It's
this
Lomas
is
Brown.
like the multiverse.
It's Chris
It definitely
Spielman,
is because
Benny Blades, and Jerry Ball.
I'm
Okay.
reading on the back of
okay.
I'm
So
reading on the
wait.
back of the car.
Wait. So Reggie, do me a favor.
Uh-huh.
Give us our all pro list because the thing was one of those guys made all pro, but did not make the pro
3 guys
bowl.
made
I got
all
the stats on back of the car.
We got 5 that
I'm trying to
made
read it to
all
y'all.
pro.
pro. You got 3.
I'm trying to read it to y'all. I got the stats on back of the car.
All right, go ahead,
It says-
Bobby. Go ahead.
Yeah, it said Mel Gray returning to kickoff against Green Bay, selected to his first Pro Bowl as the NFC punt returner kick return special in 90, not 91. So
So that's
There you go.
1991. Okay.
yeah,
Not 91, 92.
nope, 90, 91.
I'm gonna say because I know he made the pro because that's where the confusion starts. That's why I'm like, wait a minute, are we talking 89, 90, 90, 91, or 91, 92? Because the year that the playoff win.
Yeah, the playoffs is always the next year.
So let me see.
Hey, they said he had a game where he had it 113 kick return yards in one game against the Raiders. Wow. Mel Gray wasn't messing around. 100 yards just returning kicks? Wow.
So we were talking about the injustice there of how many Pro Bowlers, and I messed up once again. So I keep saying it's Ward to Hammer, which is not what it is. It's Ward to Horseman.
I keep telling you that.
I know, but every time I see it, I look at it and it looks like
Okay,
Dan
so
Hammer.
so hold on. So I just reported up, Reg. Our Pro Bowlers.
Oh boy.
We have 5 Pro Bowlers. Barry Sanders, Lomas Brown, Chris Spielman, Benny Blades, and Mel Gray. Our 5 All-Pro are Barry Sanders, Jerry Ball, Chris Spielman, Mel Gray, and Lomas Brown.
I'm looking at it right now. Unless they
I don't know what you're looking at, but I'm looking at
I got 3 straight. I got 3 straight
I don't know
Pro
what you.
Bowls. I got 3 straight Pro
Oh,
Bowls for
man.
Jerry Ball, and I got 1 time All Pro, and that was in '91. He was a Pro Bowler and an All Pro that year.
Yeah.
Let me see what I'm gonna read Jerry Ball card. Where is that?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Bobby. Bring us on.
Bring us on.
Shit. Reading. I don't see nothing about no damn Pro Bowl.
He never made the Pro Bowl.
Oh,
He made, which was crazy because.
So he just did make 3 straight, right?
So the crazy part was.
Oh, wait a minute.
Hold up. Bobby
So
found
let's-
Okay. A Pro Bowl selection for his second straight year. Jerry finished second among Lions defensive linemen in 90 with 50 tackles.
And
Man,
90,
that's a lot.
90. So again,
Not yet, yeah. This, but I'm saying, I think the 91 team is from the 90 season, though. You know what I
It's
mean?
90 to 91.
Right. So I think
Not
you know what I
91,
mean? 'Cause
92, the year that we talking
Yeah,
about.
it's not. Yeah.
no.
So
I'm talking about
I
right.
think it's
So
this
the
is the
year-
90 season, but the year ended 90 when they won the playoff game. It was 91, but not the 90 season what got them to January.
so
I think
I'm looking at different spots. Another spot,
I'm thinking that Reggie. I think
he
Reggie
was
right on
selected
this
to
one.
play in 3 Pro Bowls.
look. So think about it. This is the same year that we lost to the Redskins 10-41. This is the same year.
Yeah, it was 55-10.
No,
It was 55
I'm
to 10.
sorry. Wait, no. It was 41-10. So wait a minute.
It was. I think it was like 50 something.
No, 41-10. I'm
Yeah, I know it's something to
Yeah,
10.
41-10.
yeah, that's what
That
I'm
was the
saying.
next game.
Right. So I don't know. Maybe you know what? This one we just gonna have to say.
Well,
And
on the
I don't know
back of the
what they
card
did.
say 90. On the back of my card say 90, but on front of the cards it say 91. So that's why I'm assuming it's that way.
That's where it ends. That's 90-91.
Yeah.
91. It's just
That's
like this
interesting.
year. If you look at the NBA season right now, we're in 2023, 2024.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So this the year that Jerry Ball, so it would be 91, that 90-91 season.
Yeah, because this
Was
Madden
another year-
24
was another
is
year that he made the
Madden
Pro Bowl.
24. We playing Madden 24, so you know it's always a year ahead.
Right.
So to kind of keep us on track here, because we do have some other things to get to, including a full game coming up this weekend.
Barely.
Nate Rucker. Nate, you had a conversation about Herman Moore that you wanted to, maybe not a conversation, but something you wanted to mention about Herman Moore.
Okay, I'm back.
And I'll let you take that away.
So everybody has been so concerned with Jameis Williams.
Oh yeah, I did see that article, Nate.
And it's crazy again. And Herman said the same thing. Like, wait a minute, man. Get a guy some chances. But how about we make it easier to get this kid more incorporated into the offense? Like, we know our main guy is Amon-Ra. We know this, right? He runs a lot of the shallow crosses. We do everything we can to get him into a rhythm. Why don't we do the same thing with Jameson Williams? He's not just a gimmick gadget wide receiver. He's a complete wide receiver. And we need to really, really start paying attention to that. There's more ways to get him involved in the offense. And I totally agree. And it's one of them, like, you don't want to break the kid's confidence, but you also don't want the fans going ape shit at the same time, because again, this is a big social media outlet. Like, social media is so crazy right now. As we keep talking about, don't forget, y'all, like, subscribe, share our videos. But it's just one of those things, man. Find different ways to get this kid involved, please. Like, he's impactful. His speed, his acceleration is so scary that I don't think he needs is to get the ball in hand. True enough, he has some technique flaws. For one, he does not catch the ball with his hands. Again, so he's not the first wide receiver to have small hands. Every wide receiver is not going to have 11-inch hands, 10.5-inch hands. That's fine. But he catches a lot of things with his body, which is why he has the drops that he has, and trying so hard.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of things that he has to do. But also, one of the guys who had small hands is one of the best route runners in the league that I've ever seen. And we called him Toe Tap, which is Ocho Cinco, Chad Johnson, who's another guy that had small hands, but he was so proficient in the way he ran his routes. But keep in mind, he was nowhere the fuck as fast as J-Mo.
Not even close.
J-Mo, I would really put him down in a class of speed with Tyreek Hill and Randy Moss.
So,
and as we know, Randy Moss didn't run but 2 routes.
Yeah.
The go and the cross.
The go.
Quick question for Nate, because I know we got to get to Chargers talk because they're the opponent this week, and normally I would make sure everybody gets a chance to talk about this, but we do have to kind of keep it short. But Nate, I know that with Jahmyr Gibbs, one of the big things we've said this season is we have to wait for the game to slow down a little bit for him. That sometimes he overruns his feet, or he, or his eyes.
He overruns his blockers.
Yeah, he overruns his blockers. would it be fair to say that as much time as J-Mo has spent off the field with the Detroit Lions,
oh yeah, absolutely,
this is still very much his rookie season, and that maybe some of his issues are coming from the fact that he does have that all-world speed, but he hasn't quite figured out how to dial it in yet to where, where he can use it proficiently.
He too hyper, huh, Elijah? He too hyper, huh?
I think
that's pretty much.
I think that might be a legitimate thing.
J-Mo is like,
I agree, Elijah. He's just so fast. He's just ready to go. Oh.
He definitely needs Ritalin when he's on the field. He needs a little Ritalin.
Shit.
You got to sling down. But it's one of those where you're so used to beating everybody with your speed. Same thing with J-Mo, is that you can't outrun everybody. You look at in college, you're always the fastest guy. But you got big guys that are just as fast, or they're short area quickness and their closing speed catches you before you can get going. And so that's huge for him also. And then also it's Jared Goff. He has to have the chemistry with him to know where the ball placement is. How fast is he? When is he going to come out of his break? How much time do I have to deliver this ball? Because they say Jared Goff is a precision passer.
Yeah.
So his stuff is, guess what? And he's got a clock in his head. So he knows Amon-Ra St. Brown. If he's running a 7-step post route, he knows he's got 2.5. So at 2.5 seconds, I'm letting the ball go before he turns his head around. As soon as he turns, the ball is already there. So that's the type of chemistry that he has to get with J-Mo, and understanding and counting his steps. So if Amon-Ra for a 7-yard route, it takes him 4 steps. For J-Mo, it may only take 2.
Yeah.
That's where the clock comes in, because he's going to chew up more ground. And so that's where that chemistry comes into play. And by him not being on the field as much, it definitely plays a part. But
so he faster than Brandon Cooks?
Man, he's way faster.
Jared Goff had a good rapport with him.
If he would have ran at the combine, he would have been the fastest person at the combine. Maybe even ever. But he would have been the fastest that year.
I wouldn't say he would have been ever, because Bo Jackson,
Chris Johnson won the 4. Chris Johnson won the 4.2, right? 4.1.
Yeah. J-Mo can run a 4.2 as well. So you're talking about Chris Johnson, Yamon Figures, guys that recently ran a 4.2. Yamon Figures ran a 4.24. Yeah. Josh Ross, he ran a 4.21. He actually beat Chris Johnson.
Yeah, I remember that shit was crazy.
But again, the record by unofficial is still Bo Jackson running a 4.13.
Wow. So let's get into the Chargers. We got about 10 minutes left. So as far as the Chargers are concerned, their date with the Lions will be in Los Angeles, as we all expected. I should say Inglewood, because that's where they actually play the games. But anyway, Chargers are 4-4 this year. Lions, as y'all know, are 6-2. Chargers are going to be the home team, but I dare say that the Lions will have more fans there than the Chargers will, because every single time the Chargers play, they have that issue where they are actually having to go silent count in their own stadium because they don't draw that big of a crowd. So I want to start with this game with Reggie Funches. Reggie, Chargers, Lions, what are your keys to the game, and what's your score prediction?
The key is containing Eckler.
Right, he a beast.
If you contain Eckler, everything else will fall into place. I want to say, I had a stat in mind that I overheard. I had to look it up again. I want to say it had something to deal with when Eckler has so many touches and so many yards, their record is insane. So if you keep him contained, it makes it easier for you to control the Chargers offense. Because he is one of those game breaker type guys. Of course, the other guy you want to worry about is Keenan Allen. He's played okay, not as great as he's played earlier this season.
But he's one of the best route runners in the
he's still
league,
one
though.
of the best route runners in the league. So Sutton's gonna have his work cut out for him. But this is a really winnable game. Now, of course, the other issue is Mac and Bosa. Ugh. Mac and Bosa. Mac is having a great year right now. It's kind of nasty. So the matchup on the from the DNs and the tackles is going to be huge for this game. You're going to have to keep Goff upright. And it's going to help to be able to have Montgomery back and running the ball. That we can have an effective play action. And of course, the emergence of Gibbs over the last few weeks bolsters that even more. So I'm looking forward to seeing what Ben Johnson puts together for this game, especially when it comes to containing those two. Because that is going to be Bosa and Sewell. That's must-see TV right there. So I'm excited about this game. As far as a score, it's gonna be more conservative this time. I'll say it's gonna be 24-18 Lions.
Okay. Bobby, before you go, I did find some stats. So ESPN right now, their ESPN analytics is saying
no. Oh my God! I know what he's about to read.
I'm gonna throw it out there. I'm gonna throw it out there, and you can throw it right away if you want to. But right now they're saying the Chargers have a 59% chance to win this game, so they are predicting a Chargers victory. As far as stats are concerned, Jared Goff this season, 12 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Herbert has got 13 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Running the ball, Gibbs leads us right now with 399 yards and 2 touchdowns. For the Chargers, it is Kelly leading them right now, 323 yards and 2 touchdowns. Receiving wise,
get off my notepad, Elijah.
Receiving wise, Amon-Ra St. Brown, 665 yards and 3 touchdowns. Keenan Allen,
get off my notepad. Get off my notepad.
You're funny. Keenan Allen, 720 yards and 4 touchdowns. I say all that to say this. I remember when we were predicting games earlier in the year, Bobby, you had this one down as an L for us.
I know, because it only not because who we playing, it's where we going. We suck out west, man. It just I can't remember like us ever going out west winning shit.
So are you gonna stay there?
No, hell no. No, that's over with.
So what do you got?
I got Lions. But the main thing I wanted to talk about, because I don't watch many Charger games, but I do hear about their damn coach doing dumb stuff. So I would like him to do the dumb stuff this time. So every time I hear about the dude, he always doing something like simple, like going for it too much. It's kind of like the bizarro Dan Campbell. So I'm interested into that battle, because these dudes, they don't care. They rolling the dice. The punter ain't coming out there. So I'm interested to see how that's gonna play. Who gonna make the biggest mistake? Either him or definitely not my boy Campbell. But that's the main thing. Who
gonna be the stupid boy is what we want to know.
Yeah, because my dude, he be going for it too much, man. I done heard too much about him, man. He be going for it and like on his own, doing the same stuff Campbell do. That's more so what it
don't
is,
work for him. It just don't work for him. That's all.
Your prediction, Bobby.
I think it's close, 20-24 or something like that. Lions.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think we can cut the light back on and improve us wrong by stumping them out. But unless we willing to prove it, man, it's kind of hard for me to think we're gonna blow them out because this is the scenario of how we we don't do good going out west. And the only thing that makes me not so paranoid is the fact that Jared Love ain't gonna need them gloves out in LA. So it's interesting.
Nate Rucker.
Yeah.
Your thoughts and score prediction.
My thoughts. I mean, this is one of them games, man, where even though they're 4-4, we're 6-2. We're very similar, man. Points per game, we average 25. They average 25.1. It's going to be key in the red zone, though. Our red zone percentage, we're at 48. We're 24th in the league. They're at almost 70%. They're number 2 in the league. So pretty much, if they ain't in the red zone, they can't fucking score. So that's what we're looking at. Defensive-wise, hey, we're number 2 in rush defense. They're number 6. When it comes to pass defense, they're number 32. So, meaning it should be a lot of open shit going on down the field. If Jared Goff can do what he does and stay upright, if we can get him some time with Bosa and Matt, I think we're good. Also, I think that, hey, we get David Montgomery back. We should get Jonah Jackson back. So that's going to be huge as well. So I think we take this. Oh, and then our total defense, we number 5 in the league. They're number 30. Regardless of what people say about our schedule, right now it used to be the old thing where we would lose to the teams we should beat, and then we would beat the teams we were supposed to lose to. Mm-hmm. Now it's going more to where it should be. This is a game that we should win.
Yep.
We definitely should win. As we've seen, Austin Eckler, he is what he is, but they don't use him the way that they used to. His mileage is up on him. They've went more to the power back and John Kelly, one of your Tennessee boys, so, Herbert, you still got Keenan Allen, but again, they've got Quentin Johnston out there. They still have Mike Williams, so it's going to be.
Mike Williams out.
Oh, he's out, so that's even better
for the season.
Okay, so that's even better because that's 6'6", and our average damn corner is 5'10". We're gonna have a problem.
And Palmer is, I believe Palmer is out as well.
Yeah, number 5. Number 5.
Palmer. Jordan Palmer or Justin Palmer.
He just went on IR.
Yeah, and ironically, that was a guy we looked at during training camp to bring in when they found out about J-Mo's suspension, because he's another guy, fast guy. Hey, I just throw it up and you go get it. So I think this game's a little bit closer. I think we win 28-21. And we go ahead, we push our record to 7-2. Again, I think our only true tests coming up, Chargers, Cowboys, and nobody. So, I mean, the only thing we got to do, man, is really just continue to take care of our business, do what we do.
And get out of this game healthy.
Well, hell,
out of this game healthy. My God.
Well, that's the crazy part. One thing about the injuries, that's just a wish and a prayer. Hell, sometimes they hurt themselves coming out the damn tunnel. Who was that? Actually, remember Stephen Tulloch tore his ACL doing the touchdown dance after the sack?
Yeah. No, he tried to do that belt stupid shit. And then
Right. But that year, 3 guys tore their ACL all doing the same thing. So that's why I say, hey, listen, we can't pick the injury. Let's just get the dub and continue to move forward. So you got it. 28-21 us, Eli.
All right, so quickly, one thing I have always held true to in this life is that you never trust the Chargers. It doesn't matter whether they're in San Diego or Los Angeles, they will always let you down. Okay, when it all comes to, it comes to a boiling point, they will always let you down. That is the organization we're talking about here. So for me, I'm looking at this game and I'm looking at it saying they're probably not going to have home field advantage because our crowd has been traveling to every single stadium known to man. And I'm telling you, the Chargers game is going to be more like a Lions home game, Ford Field West edition, okay? They're going to be going silent count in their own stadium because of the amount of Lions blue that's going to be in the stands. That's just a feeling I have. We'll see if I'm right on that. Second thing, Jared Goff is a California kid. He is going home. He is going to have, in my prediction, one of the best games of his entire career. I think he picks apart that Chargers defense that Nate just told you about to the tune of 4 passing touchdowns. You can figure out who they go to. You can figure out who they go to, but I got 4 touchdowns by Jared Goff in a game where he looks brilliant.
All right, fantasy football owners. Y'all got Jared Goff. Eli telling y'all to start him.
Running back wise, I think we get 2 touchdowns there. Now, I don't think it's going to be 2 by the same people. I think it's going to be 1 apiece. 1 for David Montgomery, 1 for Jahmyr Gibbs. I got us winning this game because I don't respect the Chargers.
Eesh.
Take the electricity out the stadium. Cut it off. 42-17 Detroit Lions. That's what I got for y'all. That's what I got. Because, again, yes, they've got players, but we just played a team that had players, but not a whole lot together. The Raiders, what did we talk about? Well, they got good
Raiders trash
guys. We said Raiders have got good individual guys, but as a team, they weren't together. With this Chargers, the Chargers are better. The Chargers are better than the Raiders, okay? But I still think the Chargers are a bunch of posers. And I think right now they're running high off that victory over Zach Wilson and the Jets. And I'll be honest with you, right now, your Pee Wee football team probably has a better quarterback than the Jets do. Okay?
Damn.
I will say this, though.
Yeah, he whack.
Defense is real.
Yeah, but that quarterback whack.
Let's think about
That's the only problem with the Jets is that damn quarterback.
Their QB is putting their defense in a bad spot often.
Yeah.
Very often.
but as far as this game goes, between the Lions and the Chargers, again, I am predicting 42-17 Lions. And I think the Lions are going to have a great day. And like I said, as far as the passing touchdowns are concerned, I don't know who catches them all, but maybe J-Mo takes the top off that defense maybe once, maybe twice. We'll see. But Reggie went on a limb last week, so I'm going out on the limb this week. And all of us are predicting a Lions victory, as you would expect. But I believe in this team. And I tell you what, I don't care how good your defense is. When you got David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs running at you, not around not around you, but through your ass for 4 quarters, eventually you will break down.
Everybody practiced today, too. Just to tell you that.
So I got 42-17. Again, I got Jared Goff being somebody you need to start on your fantasy team. And then I got a touchdown apiece for the running backs defensively. I think we're going to have a good time because remember, right now for the Chargers, they don't have, like they came in with a big 3 at wide receiver. They're down to a big 1, Keenan Allen. As long as you can handle him, I don't see the problem. The Jets couldn't handle him and, they did some things incorrectly. But I think a bigger problem for the Jets was offensively, they couldn't keep up. Offensively for us is not the problem. We can keep up with anybody. The only game we were blown out in is the Ravens. And that was because wind was involved. Ain't going to be no wind in that stadium. So for me,
the wind of them running past us. Winning them running fast.
But let's go to closing remarks as we close out this show. Let's start off with closing remarks with Bobby Bless.
Man, I just want to win. I want to have victory formation kind of stuff. And to be honest with you, the NFL is pretty boring without the Detroit Lions. So I'm not a fan of bye weeks. But that's about it, brother. Oh, yeah, I got a new toy, too. A Detroit Lions projector light that I'm trying to hook up to see how it works.
That's awesome.
But that's it. That's my closing.
You ain't show the hat. You got to show the hat, though.
He did show the hat earlier.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I was drinking. Sorry.
You was busy cooking.
He's got that referee type hat. That's what we want to see the referee wearing. NFL logo and Lions logo. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You're so silly.
Hopefully we get some calls to go with that hat.
I mean, I hope so. We'll see.
If I see Aiden Hutchinson get held one more time, I might break my hand slamming it on this damn table, man. I'm sick of that too.
You know what? I appreciate the fact that everybody's trying to make sure that, Aiden Hutchinson feels loved. Everywhere he goes, that kid gets a hug for the entire
man. Don't go. Hey, don't go, Aiden. Don't go.
He's getting nothing but cuddles. Anyway.
Come back here. Don't go. Come back. Come back.
Let's go over to Reggie Funches. Reggie, closing remarks, my friend.
Go Lions. Boo Herbert. Boo Eckler. Boo Allen. Boo Radley. Y'all probably gonna get that reference, but I don't know. That's all I got.
He's so silly, dude.
Nate Rucker, what do you got?
Yeah, I'm coming back.
Okay, before you give your closing remarks, I have to say something. It cracks me up because Nate uses the special background that is our logo. But every time Nate walks away from wherever we're recording an episode and he comes back, it always reminds me of a high school football team running through their banner.
Oh, no.
He's like running through the logo and he's like, I got something to say.
No. What's my dude? Hey, Kool-Aid. He used to bust through the bust. That might be too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that might be too old for us. Oh, yeah.
I just want these guys to go out here and just take care of business so that people can stop saying this SOL shit and just truly realize that one loss is just one loss. A loss does not transform this team into what you have been used to seeing. The culture has changed.
We got a real shot for that number one seed, man. People just get their head out their ass.
It's a new team. The culture has changed. The direction has changed. We have an owner who truly, truly gives a fuck. And she has the people around her to make sure that she won't be swayed. So let's go ahead, man. Get 6-2. Think about this. Just get 7-2. If we win, we'll be 7-2. And we still got 5 games left against this shitty division.
Yep.
And Denver. And one against Denver.
And Denver. So, literally, that's 5. You count Denver as 6. You count the Saints at 7.
That's 13. That's 14 wins. That's 14
balloons. He got balloons. Where did that come from?
I don't know. That must be Reggie. That must have been Reggie.
All of a sudden, they have balloons come up. Did y'all see that?
Wait. I don't even like balloons. No, but we're looking at potentially, man, one of the best record wins in Lions history since the Super Bowl era of 14 wins. And that would give us a first round bye and home field advantage all the way through, except the Super Bowl.
Yep.
And so that ain't home field nowhere.
And anybody coming to that Ford Field right now, like they showed the decimals on Monday night, was roughly 118, 119, 120 decimals. That's a lot of noise.
One of my friends from work went to the game and said it was loud.
So let's go ahead. Let's take care of business, man. Go Lions. Everybody else, don't forget, like, subscribe, share. We need to hit 500, y'all. Help us out.
And for my closing remarks, I just want to thank everybody once again. I want to thank Nate, want to thank Bobby, want to thank Reggie. Again, these fellows put in a lot of work week in and week out to make sure we give you a quality program. So if you're enjoying what you're seeing, again, to echo what Nate said earlier, like, comment, and subscribe. We're on the road to 500. Again, we'll wait. We'll deal with 1,000 once we get past 500. But right now, according to the new YouTube rules, 500 is the goal. So let's get there, my friends. With all that being said, hey, until we talk again, be good to yourself, be good to others, and most importantly, go Lions. From Nate Rucker, from the #1 Lions fan, bye.